you start with a blank sheet of paper every time you open a script, and you think, right, what's the best way of doing this, given the limitations of a BBC sitcom budget? Because, I mean, none of these cost more than an episode of The Thick of It.
And then we wanted that moment of utter silence before.
Period colour bars, they look different now.
Right.
Do they? Not that anyone cares.
Yeah, but you got them changed, didn't you?
I did.
The reality, yeah.
Shot in Cambridge.
In one of the quads.
And that is not Alexandra Roach, it's a body double, but did a pretty good job. It's a court, apparently.
And not a quad.
Which college was it from, Adam? Let's give credit to where it's due.
One of the real courts in Cambridge.
Key's College, we
think. It was Key's College, and this is called The Riddle of the Sphinx.
We had to have more than one director, didn't we, really? It wasn't like we said, we want to direct too.
Oh, yeah. No,
but once we decided it was definite, we had more than one director, we said we may as well. And
if we'd had the scripts earlier, we could have made do with
give us a bloody chance.
So the yellow card thing, is it like traffic lights? Does it start with... Is it two yellows and then a red?
No, it's one yellow and the next one is a red.
Right.
Yeah, if you get your second yellow, essentially it becomes a red, or you could get a straight red.
It's explained quite carefully in the body of the programme.
Right. Well,
we did a show called The Referee's Wanker for Inside Number 9. Do you remember it? You were in it.
He's vaguely.
You've already given him a yellow, so...
Oh, yeah, then it's... Yes, that happened.
There's a lack of finesse in terms of the detail with which you can prepare shots. A lot of actors say they like the kind of the hands-on approach to being able to have a go at an entire scene rather than just a couple of lines in one shot.
And he was great, little George.
George was fantastic at what we needed. I mean, it's very cruel what we say about him, but that's what kids were like in those days.
That's what I was like.
Authentically.
Completely. I was worse than he was.
Well, you were a child actor, weren't you? You've come out the other side.
Yeah. So unscathed, I think.
Yeah. There's lots of BBC Store stuff with you in.
And we
that's a horrible
thing where to go. No, it's good.
I was sitting in the gallery, just basically leaning back and then out of the corner of my eye watching my phone, which was going off with text message after text message of condolence.
So I got into a bit of trouble with that because the one thing that they didn't have in their sound effects library was the sound of somebody rapping on a car window.
Right, yeah.
So I was getting a bit frustrated by the sort of slightly metallic bangs and things that they were playing to me, and I just, in the end, I went, no, none of this is going to work. Get a microphone out. And I then dismantled their glass coffee table and I rapped
I remember
that.
I remember you doing that in the room, yeah. Like you were slightly mad.
Yeah, yes, I know. I got
that. What's he doing?
Yeah, it was a sort of network moment for me.
Yes, he was. Everyone was recording it weren't they?
I took the entire crew out into
got them to do chants
between the studios and do chants, and then chants. Our sound editor turned 20 people into 2,000.
It was great, yeah. It was authentic, that raw.
But I know the neighbours at Ealing Studios weren't that pleased.
That I think was Guillem's idea, wasn't it? He said, I want to set it...
Whose idea?
Guillem.
Whose idea?
Guillem, that's right, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah.
Guillem, yep. Thumbs up.
They were going to redevelop it. They were going to dig up the car park, which is where all the bodies were buried, in this enormous thing. And I was thinking, well, we can make something of that. We can go there. This abandoned TV studio, given the shortage of studio space, that seemed realistic. And we'd do a live OB from the abandoned Granada studios. And that all felt like it would fit in. And then 4 weeks before transmission, we got a call from Granada saying, oh, they dug it up a bit early and we don't think you can get your trucks into the studio. So Claire was left with the problem of going around all of the remaining studios that we could find and to choose a replacement studio.
A lot of back and forth about the costume and what they wear and the varying degrees of police levels.
Well, I think everybody got slightly confused by the idea that you were a special constable.
Right. Yeah.
And I think everyone was confused about whether you were a special or a probationer or whether you were a specialist.
I didn't know there was so many different layers to it.
And obviously every police force has a slightly different arrangement of uniform for the various different sorts of policemen there are.
Yeah.
Intents and purposes. It's a kind of, I think when our producer Adam read it, he compared it to sort of Educating Rita meets Sleuth.
I think it was Sleuth, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's horrible, it's ghastly, it's an anti-special.
Yeah.
You come at it thinking, oh, this is an unusual thing. They've made it in an old aspect ratio and they shot it on old video and it's all very period and they're clearly having a ball. And then suddenly 25 minutes in, it turns absolutely as grim as night.
It's that plastic sheeting that they lay out under Jessica Rain. If you haven't seen this episode, go on the iPlayer. We've slightly spoiled it, but it still packs a punch.
I told her that it couldn't be plastic sheeting because that was out of period, so I've made it a rubber sheet.
There you go. This is where he gets the big bucks.
This is why he's an exec.
Editorial policy department at the BBC and the child protection people at the BBC, and I and Kim sat down for a very long time to work out what we could and couldn't do with the children. And it turned out you can't do anything with children. It's just not allowed. It's not allowed. It's not allowed.
Yes, no, we put in a line about having a conference call with New York, and we just went, oh God, how cod is that?
Cod.
So we changed it to, was it Beijing? And then our Adam, our fantastic producer, I have to say that because he's sitting...
Who sort of knows everything.
He sort of went, you wouldn't have an evening conference call with Beijing because they'd be...
Yeah, he managed to work out in an instant at what time
it would be 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wrong, yeah.
But maybe they're up early and they're very keen.
We didn't change it.
Put it there. We just
children being
masks.
They're gluing my lips together with super glue. There was an earlier draft when they did the eyelids as well.
Oh,
which Adam, Tandy, our producer, I think it's enough with the lips.
Christian Henson, our amazing composer, is playing live music actually over quite a lot of the VT. So if you count that and you count all of the stuff we were actually doing live on the night, it's just under 70%. So we're
69.5, wasn't it?
Yeah, something. Yeah, we're about 25 seconds short, I think.
If only you'd known that before.
What would we have done? I mean, there wasn't really anything we could have done live.
You could have let Stephanie slow down and not do her big speech like she was commentating on the Grand National.
Yeah, but then the BBC Two would have taken us off the air early, so...
Missed the end, yeah.
Missed the end.
So when you read the script for the first time, did you spot any of that, or were you taken in?
Yes, I did spot it.
What gave it away?
You're in a graveyard to begin with. So initially I was thinking, okay, so
I remember
guys,
this. You thought it was a zombie thing.
So I thought, okay, maybe it's zombies. But then during the car chase, there's that bit where you say, oh, don't go over the bridge, go this way. And I thought, oh, okay, that was the bit that went. Oh,
I can't believe that you know vampiric lore that well, that you know a vampire going over running water, which is one of the obscure ones, is the thing that tipped it for you. I think you're lying.
No, I'm not.
That's interesting.
Well, different people get it at different
because then you also start to, as soon as it all clicks into place. So you get the garlic.
The other thing, though, is I think you're at an advantage of getting it by reading it.
Yes, because there's no doubt about it. Because you have to put all of that stuff into the script. So the fact that it's in the script,
it gives beats away.
And then it's up to us when we're making the show to make all of those beats
hidden,
or as subtle, or as placed, or as carefully revealed to a certain degree.
It's interesting
as we
that.
edit.
Yeah, sometimes we're mindful of the stage directions, giving it away even for the reader, you.
But you shouldn't do that, because obviously that's even if it's slightly spoiled for me, it's important that those beats are all in there so that we can then judge them
to know what we need
when we put it together. Well, working in standard definition means that you can't see all of that detail if you keep the cameras back. So you tend to use more close-ups. Television screens in the days of standard definition were a lot smaller. You'd be lucky if you had a 20-inch set in the 1970s.
Sound effects, suddenly all you do, it is quite ridiculous.
Well, they call that dingle, don't they?
Dingle if it's just in front of the lens,
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. And then the sound cutting off when he closes the
sound and the snow cutting off completely.
Yeah. There's such inconsistency with the health and safety, wasn't there? Yeah. Sometimes it does. We were all fine.
Pristinely done.
Yeah, we're alive.
Okay, well, look, is that me done then? Can I go?
Yeah, you're done, you can go. You can leave the booth.
Take your present, go under the mistletoe and give Reese a little kiss, and then you can go.
Right. Okay. He's actually coming over.
He's coming over.
No, don't come. Oh.